Hello, everyone, and welcome to what promises to be a really special conversation we're hosting from Tap In, an initiative that I and Preeta have set up to talk to women about leadership, about negotiation, and also take a look at what are some of the skills we all need to upskill around. What are some of the skills that we can learn from other people? And it brings me great pleasure to bring you today lessons from the C-suite. We have joining us we have the wonderful Sairee Chahal, who is known to many of you. She's a founder, CEO of Sheroes, which I just learned had acquired 7 companies as their M&A strategy. Sairee, thank you so much for joining us. You're, of course, also a founder of Mahila Money. You're an angel investor. You're an entrepreneur, a huge proponent of the women's internet from before we knew that was a thing. So thanks so much for taking the time today.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me here, Amrita.
We're also joined by Abhishek Kumar, who's a group CEO of Balaji Telefilms in Mumbai. He's an expert on mergers and acquisitions. He's an expert on negotiations, having closed deals worth $700 million over the last several years, and a big proponent of the Indian startup story. Abhishek, from several sides of that ecosystem, thanks so much for joining us here and sharing your expertise.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
And hopefully, if you're watching this, you're either on the Tap In LinkedIn page, which I'd encourage you to follow, or you're on the Twitter feed on my handle, which I'm going to pop out and check in a second, or you're on the Facebook or Meta page. We have a thriving community. We'd love for those of you who are women in the corporate space, women setting up your own startups, women with 5 to 8 years of work experience to join Tap In, because we have a lot to share and a lot to build as we grow. I'm going to kick off with our first question to Sairee. And again, if you're watching, please feel free to put your comments or questions in, and I'll put them to our guests. Sairee, let's talk a little bit about leadership. Over the last several years, and I know there's no one playbook. These are not lessons you can really learn, by going just to business school. You have to learn from experience. But what's one lesson you've learned about leadership the hard way that you'd like to share today?
Well, I think as a founder who's been in the ecosystem for a long time, to me, leadership means a lot of longevity, and it also means consistency to your stakeholders, especially your communities, your teams, and of course your shareholders. I think most companies are built for the long term, or at least great companies take a long time building. And to me, leadership is really being able to show up where you need to show up at any point in time. And of course, I think the other is uh, just being the safest place to land for most stakeholders. I think safety for all is a leadership construct. When people feel safe, when people feel uh, taken care of, I think that's really true leadership.
That's really interesting. Adding that sort of layer of safety for all. Abhishek, is that something you've thought about? What is one of the hard learned lessons when it comes to leadership for you?
I think that's that topic is, I think, the most discussed in management books, business schools, all over the place. But I think what Sairee said, I really echo that, and especially now in this post-COVID world, I think empathy with everyone, with your shareholders, with your employees, with your team members, I think that's key today, because there are many levers always available for motivation, for for making sure performance is great, but they're all common to everyone, to every company, to every leader. I think what differentiates great leaders today, or at least those who want to be better leaders, is the ability to have empathy, to have understanding, and that goes beyond material and financial considerations always. So yeah, so I absolutely agree to that.